Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Well guys, we are here surrounded by mountains, right? And Shumaila is sitting with me and we are going to impart knowledge on IELTS.
And guys, we are here for you.
Exactly, and we have come all the way from Lahore to this area. It's around 800 kilometers away from our home place and we are making these videos for you.
I was just thinking that if we are here for them, that means I have to ask so many questions from you actually.
Yes, one by one, huh? Video by video.
Yeah.
In one video, I only allow you one question.
Okay, now tell us about some study plans for reading.
Okay, IELTS reading and study plan. Well guys, listen, first of all, there are few things you need to accept. Reading is your enemy, the first thing. And your enemy is very strong.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you accept that you have an enemy and your enemy is very strong, then you come up with a better strategy. If you develop this foolish thought that IELTS reading doesn't matter, I can guess, I can fluke and I can do all that, then reading will really bother you, right? One of the students, she called me and she was crying. She received 3.5 or 4.5 in reading. So reading is your enemy. It's a big enemy. Now listen very, very carefully. The first thing is you should have a good collection of all Cambridge books. When I use the word all Cambridge books, it means Cambridge IELTS book 9 to 15, the first thing. After that, we've got official guide to IELTS. Then we have, and official guide is from Cambridge. After that, we've got IELTS trainer. There are two books, IELTS trainer, academic, IELTS trainer, gender training. So these books are also from Cambridge. And I tell you, do not trust any material which is other than Cambridge. That's not trustworthy, that's not standard. I have seen some tests and very lengthy, out of the way type of questions. So please do not do that.
Actually, so it's very important. We have to study proper material.
Exactly.
Exact material actually.
Yes, because you know, IELTS belongs to Cambridge, so we need to study their material. So coming back to the study plan for IELTS reading, I will advise you to start it section by section. You know, Shumaila, sections are like, what do we call it? We call it levels. Section 1 is basic level. Section 2 is intermediate level and section 3 is advanced level, right? So you should start from section 1, level 1, from all Cambridge books, you should do only and only section 1. Now listen, what to do. In section 1, there are 4 types of questions which are very, very common. The first type is true, false, not given. The second type is completion, sentence completion type of questions, and the third one is short answer questions. So you need to develop a strategy, and you can watch some of my videos also on reading, but only section 1.
Okay.
And what should be the target in section 1? There are 13 or 14 questions in each section. For section 1, set yourself a target. If you're looking for 6.5 to 7 band, set yourself a target that out of 13, I will get minimum 11 right answers. Okay, once you do this, and you should focus, and by the way, you should do section 1 only in 15 minutes. Very strict time boundary for you. You can have your mobile, right? And in 15 minutes, you should do section 1, then check your answers. And Shumaila, very important thing, that is what we call debriefing. I took section 1 from here, out of 13, my 11 answers are right. 2 answers are wrong. Now I need to investigate why 2 answers are wrong, why I selected the wrong word. And Shumaila, whenever students select a wrong word, there are 2 things. Number 1, you don't find the answer. Number 2, you found the wrong answer. Now when you find the wrong answer, sometimes the answer is a noun. With the noun, there is adjective, and students select that adjective and they think that is the right answer. Sometimes, you know, one of my students, she always reached the right part of the passage, right sentence of the passage, but from there she selected the wrong word. Every time she used to select the wrong word, then I told her that you should see whether the answer should be noun or adjective or any other part of speech, then accordingly you can do. So this is all about section 1. Is that clear to you?
Yeah.
Good, well done. Once you start, and initially you will take more time, but you should finish it in 15 minutes. Number one, initially you will have only 5 correct answers, 7 correct answers, but don't worry, don't bother. Once this is done, then you can move on to section 2. Now, for example, in section 1, if you consecutively get 12 right answers, 11 right answers, 12 right answers, immediately jump to section 2. Don't wait, okay? Now you are on section 2, it will be a little more difficult. For section 2, you should give yourself 20 minutes. For section 1, 15 minutes. For section 2, 20 minutes. In section 2, the question type is, which paragraph contains the following information? True, false, not given. Yes, no, not given. List of headings, summary completion, multiple choice. So you will come across a variety of questions for section 2, and then you will realize, yes, this is a little advanced, or this is little difficult, a little more difficult than section 1. So you go on with that, and again there will be 13 to 14 questions, Shmaila. So you should just try to get, first you will get 8 right answers. First it will be difficult to manage time. So you know, when you have the big enemy, divide your enemy into different parts. Exactly, intelligent. So divide your enemy into small parts. Section 1 is one enemy line, another line is part 2, then part 3. So part 2 will take more time, and by the way, part 1 will prepare them for part 2. And part 2, when you are in nursery class, did you go to school? No? If you ever went to school, school, when you were in class 1, class 1 prepared you for class 2. When you were in class 2 prepared you for class 3, but you never reached there. Okay, anyways, kidding. So unfortunately, yeah, दो जमाता पढ़ी विचारी आपदा ना इन्ना सोना लिख लेंदी अजकल दे दौर च धी पुत आपदा ना सोना लिख ले होर की चाहिदा.
Exactly.
Yeah, Punjabi. Right. So coming back to the point, part 2 will prepare you for part 3. So part 2, initially time will be taken, more time will be taken, then less answers will be right, but debriefing is very, very important. Now what is debriefing? Debriefing is the name of the girl is Shumaila. For example, what's the name of the girl? Where is Shumaila written? They have written there Anjum, they have written there, they have written there, this and that. So you need to realize why my answer is wrong, what is the right answer, why that is the right answer, what part of speech is the right answer. So these techniques will help you, and once in part 2, maybe you can do it in after 5-6 tests. Each Cambridge book contains 4 tests. Right? After 2-3 books, you realize now I'm getting 10-11 correct answers in part 2. Immediately jump to part 3. And part 3 will give you, and this is say for academic and general training. This study plan is for both academic and general training. So part 3, what part 3 is going to do? There you will find more difficult questions. You will have summary completion in part 3, multiple choice questions in part 3, true, false, not given, yes, no, not given. Sometimes which paragraph contains the following, global multiple choice. So you will come up with a new set of questions in part 3. Shmaila, you know what happens in part 1? Part 1, you just need to find the word to answer. They just check your ability that you pick up the word from the passage. In part 2, they see whether you understand the passage or not. In part 3, you need to read, understand, make up your mind, their opinions, their ideas, and then you need to see what's the right answer. So for part 3, you need to give around 25 minutes. Part 1, 15 minutes, part 2, 20 minutes, part 3, 25 minutes, and 5 minutes to transfer the answers. And I would advise you, transfer time should be included in this time, right? So once you go on with part 3 and then you get at least 10 plus right answers, that is the time you need to do the last thing. I'll not tell that. Okay.
Okay, I will not make you drink coffee.
Okay, I was just kidding. Okay, I'm gonna tell.
Okay.
So once you get this, the last thing is practice tests. We call it mock test. Now check your ability. Now pick up a book, one complete test, and I would advise you to print it out. Do not take, if you're planning to take paper delivered.
Idea,
it is, yeah, thank you. If you are planning to take paper delivered IELTS, you must actually print out the tests. 1 hour time you have and start with the test. Sit alone in a room and don't allow.
Like you are in real IELTS
IELTS test. Exactly. And don't allow anybody to come to the room. just you stay there alone. Say, you know, sometimes when you go to change the clothes, we lock the room. In the same way, when you take IELTS test, lock the room and switch on the lights, switch on the lights and start doing it. And inshallah, this study plan will help you.
Inshallah. And what about the monster, part 4?
Part 4, there is no part 4 in IELTS reading.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Cut this.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
No,
Okay,
no.
listen up. So guys, thank you very, very much. I also teach IELTS online. If you want to join my online IELTS classes, my WhatsApp number is given. You can contact me for that. Asad Yaqub with
Shumaila Najam.
wish you all the
All
best.
the best.
Take care. Allah Hafiz.